that all of our pieces are together and we can have everything in line. Hold on 1 second. Let's get the PowerPoint all set up for you. And I hope everything is going well for you today, because we're definitely going to help you get to the place that you want to be, the real you. All right. So let's go ahead and dive in. Make sure that you can see what I can see as well. All right. Cool beans. Once again, my name is Michael Holmes, and I'm the proud founder of the Real University, which simply stands for Renewing Excellence and Advancing Leadership University. And what we want to do is we want to show you how we have a partnership with a membership, a financial services membership called MyEcon. It is a company that is debt free, over 15 years old, and already has helped over thousands and tens of thousands of people to become debt free, to start pursuing their purpose, to make sure that they have the strategies so they can increase their wealth and their cash flow. Okay, so that's what we're going to do right now. Just to give you a little overview of myself, my name once again is Michael, and it doesn't really matter, okay, because it's all about you. But before my econ and the Real University, I was doing a lot of real estate investing. I was doing from, I think if you remember, from '07 to, that's when I started really in this season. And then around '09, 2010, that's when everything just went kaput, right? So I had about 62 houses at the time and almost $4 million in assets, okay? But when everything crashed, the banks needed bailing out, but nobody reached out to bail out me, right? Nobody reached out to bail out the investors, okay? So, I ended up losing all of that in less than 30 days. Okay. I went through deed in lieu. I went through foreclosures. I went through short sales, everything. Okay. And that's when I started searching. And now with my econ, I understand the wealth strategies that are necessary, that it doesn't just take a whole bunch of income pouring in. I have to create the right type of assets. And the number one thing is I am my number one asset. So let's jump on in. Welcome. Welcome to the Real University. As we said before, it's renewing excellence and advancing leadership, okay? And what I want to do is show you that you can have everything that you want, right? The thing is your knowledge. So the financial education for your purpose, your thing, okay? So we want to always be in that vein of helping ourselves, because if you remember on a plane, they say, hey, what? Put on the oxygen mask on yourself first before you can actually help anybody else, okay? So let's show you how you can do what you need to do. And starting with the Real University, you can choose your purpose, right? Your financial education major. That's your end goal, okay? Or maybe you just want to get your finances to a better place, okay? Your financial situation to a better place. And you can choose undecided for right now for your major, okay? So it can be your calling, your business, your passion, whatever that may be, okay? We're not calling you over here for another pill, another potion, lotion, wrap, or a tea, right? This is something for you and you alone, okay? Now, you can choose also, we also have many different areas of focus at the Real U. That's real estate, travel, financial services, and also community solutions, right? The nonprofit 501c3s and those things, okay? And then, of course, as you know, in education, in your secondary education, you have your majors, right? And then also you have your minor. Those are the things that, we can say that everybody has to go through, okay? That's what we want to call that. These are going to be the first 2 years of the college, okay? It's not going to take you 2 years to accomplish your minor, but we just want to give you a way to look at these things. These are the first step that you have to take, just like there's regular math, regular English, and those types of things, right? So this is your first level, which is your cash flow plan, your personalized cash flow plan, okay? We get that to you so you can understand where you're going, okay? And then when you declare and you understand, well, not necessarily declare your major, but when you start to implement the going towards your major, we'll start teaching you about your purpose 5 Ps, right? And also the brand management and business development, okay? So all those things so that you can get to where you want to be in life, okay? So let me ask you this. What this is showing you right now is for your purpose, okay? There is nothing to say to cause failure other than if your purpose isn't what you want to do. So thinking about that, how would it feel to be completely debt free, having a life of purpose, and having real wealth and freedom. Okay, that's where we're headed. When you just think about it for a second, if you had all the money you needed, all the time that you needed, right, what would you do? What could you do? Right? Would you have a new hobbies? Would you consider sightseeing? Would you consider traveling? What is that you would like to do? Okay. Now, what we're going to do in order for you to get to that end goal, we're going to show you in 3 days or less of your enrollment how to increase your cash flow without sales. Remember, not the pill, potion, lotion, wrap, or tea, but how to increase your cash flow, right? Not your income. Because remember, if you understand, if you ever heard this rather, income is measured in simple dollars. It's just a level of dollars that you have, okay? But cash flow is measured in time. Cash flow is saying that, hey, if I was to not receive any income, how long could I survive, right? How long is my cash flow, okay? And in 6 weeks or less, we're going to show you business income, how to multiply your cash flow, right? And then 9 months or less, investment income. And that's helping you to exponentially grow your cash flow. Okay, once again, this is something that is built for you. This is our 369 financial transformation to help you to get to where you want to be in life, right? So if those things are in line and you start to put in your life to where you want it to be, you start to implementing the habits, the structure, the skills that you need to get to where you want to go, right? I want you to think for a second with me. How much more cash flow would you have if you were $0 in debt? If you had $0 in debt, what would you be able to do now that you are financially free? Okay, right? Whether it be traveling with family, child's education. What about your retirement lifestyle, right? Sometimes you ever heard of the 40-40 plan, right? You're working for 40 years, right? Then you retire. Then expect you to retire on 40% of what you were previously living on, right? So you want a better retirement lifestyle. Retire your spouse, maybe, right? Maybe you've watched them to working so hard, and that's the first step that you want to do. You want to be able to sit them down. What about building or buying your dream home? Maybe giving to charities, and then growing your business. Maybe you have already an established business that you like to pursue and put your passion into. Okay, but right now your dollars are being directed to bills. Okay, and so let's show you how to use a strategy to overcome that. Okay. What that strategy is, it's called cash, asset, cash. It's a real simple strategy that's going to help you. Number one, the first level of cash is going to take you to the door. That small cash investment, right? And you're thinking that's what majority of times when we hear investment, we say, okay, what is it going to get me? Right? What we already talking about, though, we were talking about your purpose, your passion, your plan for life, getting you a solid strategy to be able to do that, a proven way to do what you want to do, not a new way, but a proven way. Okay. And then the cash creates for you assets. And what's the asset? It's something that can never be taken away. That's education and information. How to apply that becomes wisdom. Okay. And then it creates more cash. So cash, asset, cash. Because at some point in time, you're not going to be wanting to work, or you're not going to be able to work because maybe they've let you go because they've outsourced the business or anything like that. So you want to have some assets that will be able to create cash for you when you're not able to physically do labor, right? Okay. So what we want to do is eliminate the things that have been taught to us, because in school, they didn't teach us wealth strategies. They barely taught us how to credit and debit, take care of a checkbook and those type of things. So the first thing that we want to do, the first strategy that we're going to jump into is the cash flow increase. Okay, your cash flow increase is going through to help you to manage and track your cash flows, help you to increase your cash flow by doing what? Being able to track it, being able to manage it, right? When you know that every dollar has a name, then you tend to do better with the dollars, okay? And we're going to give you the software, the solutions, and the strategies necessary to be able to do that, okay? And then next, we're going to do what? Business income. We're going to teach you business building, because there's no way to create assets without building that you already have. You know, so in the financial education that you have, and then applying it to your passion, and then building that in accordance so that you can have the leverage that you need to free up time and to free up money going forward, right? And then next strategy, the last strategy of these three top solutions, is investment income, showing you how to create assets. Remember, cash, asset, cash. So we're giving you the education and the knowledge, the terms, the definitions, so that then when you talk to the financial experts out there and they're talking to you about the 401ks, they're talking to you about insurance and those types of things, you're able to talk to them on a level of understanding, because then you're informed. And as they always say, it's the informed that can take advantage of the uninformed. So when you become an informed individual, you grab your power back. Okay, you're able to then exude the strength that you need to create the wealth and increase your cash flow. Okay, so what are the things that are keeping us away? Because you're like, well, Michael, those are easy. I can do those. I can apply those. Okay, but why is it that over 78% of people are not doing well? Right? It's a stat that says that over 78% of people can't put their hands on $1,000. Okay, and majority of people right now are robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, so what are those? What are the four challenges, the four obstacles that are in our way? Okay, they're huge, but they're often hidden because they're not taught. There's no financial education, right? The number one is inflation. And what we call that is the silent income killer. Inflation is simply the cost of goods rising over time, right? And you say, well, that's going to happen anyway. What you have to do is you have to have something that's going to, an investment that's outpacing inflation. Or you're going to have like your job. Let's take it and say the inflation rises about 4 to 6% every couple of years. Think about it. Your raise, or most people's raise, is generally not 4 to 6% a year. Okay, and then the returns that they're getting on their average investments, CDs, those type of things that majority of people are used to using, are not returning 4 to 6%. So therefore, as inflation, the cost of goods goes up, your buying power goes down because your money is not outpacing inflation. Okay, so that's the first thing that you have to do, is to grab back your power from an outpacing inflation situation. Okay, next is the income tax. Okay, did you realize that every time you get paid that they take 28 to 32% because you are uninformed? Okay, and you can read up more about that, on IRS.gov. They simply say that, hey, we are going to take this amount because you are generally going to overpay or underpay. So we're just going to take everything, right? This whole 28 to 32%. And then if you qualify, so to say, we can give you a portion of your money back. Because what? A refund is what? Your money again. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to use the income tax. We want to take that challenge away now. Okay, because when you get paid, your largest bill are taxes. Just think about it. Majority of the times you're estimating your budget based upon your gross income. If you are doing an application for a car, a home, or anything like that, you're using your gross income. But do you bring home your gross or your net? Right? So wouldn't it make sense to be able to bring that gross home now and then use the money for the different things that you need to pay out debt, to reduce expenses, to get your credit better, those types of things. Okay, so that's why we call the income tax the chainsaw massacre. You don't even see it coming, and it knocks you back right away. Right? It's taking 30% of your income. You're essentially working from January, February, March to April. You work in those first 4 months for Uncle Sam alone. Okay, so let's stop that right away. So because of this, guess what we have to do? They take that money, so we're realizing that what we got is not enough. So we rob Peter to pay Paul, right? Or what we do, go into debt, and then that debt sometimes is over our heads because what? Debt has a penalty. The penalty is the money that you have to pay back. And sometimes if the credit is not there, or the credit is not right, then that interest could be astronomical, right? Just think about it. When you're paying back a home, even with the best of credit, you pay back a home. If you don't do the proper wealth strategies, if you pay $100,000 home, you're going to pay $250,000 on an average dollar home. Next is the big business, right? That's the fourth thing. Income tax takes 30%. Boom. Debt, because of the interest that we have to pay back, takes another 30%. Boom. And this is why I'm telling you that we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. This is why I'm telling you that we can't feel like we can't get out of the struggle. Okay. Then the next thing that happens is commercial things that are called consumerism, right? It's big business. Every month there is something for you to buy, right? Just think about it. Right now it is in September, right? And we just went through Labor Day. And so, of course, there were celebrations. Of course, there was people eating out, those types of things, okay? Then October, what's going to happen? That's going to be the Halloween. Halloween is going to be a time where they have companies that have come out for just 1 month of the year, and that makes them profitable completely. So we got out there, we got to do something for the kids, right? We got to do the candle, we got to do decorations or what have you, right? And then it's November. November, you already know, there's Thanksgiving, and there's the other buying days that they've implemented into around that area, okay? Because they know you're into the spirit of things, okay? And so now it's time to spend your money some more. Okay. Then you got December. That's Christmas. That's got to, make sure that the family is good and we giving. We feel like that's completely necessary, right? And it is. It's a great thing to give, but to give in a proportional way. Okay. So the next thing is January. January is newness, right? It's the first. Okay. So it's time to get into the gyms and spend money on the things that we've, been talking about doing, but never done, and still sometimes not do those things. February, it's time to do what? Get something for the loved ones, because we got to get something for sweetie. Okay. Then comes March. That comes the springtime. It's time to clean out or bring in. Okay. April, that's spring showers, right? So it's always something to go into that month there. So now April, you got to get ready for the coming month of May. Okay, and then when you go through May, it's time for the kids to what? Go into summer. Okay, and then also you have within those months, you have the Mother's Day. You have Father's Days coming up in June. Okay, so throughout these things, it's always something that we need to do. And then on July, guess what? It is the Independence Day. But for who? Who's free? Okay. Then we bump into August. August, time to go back to school, time to get everything, time to get the shopping done. Okay. Then we're right back into September, right? And so there's always a way for big business to make our wants feel like needs. Okay. So those are the four huge but hidden obstacles that we have to curve. We have to eliminate if possible in order for us to get to our wealth, or in order for us to get to our purpose pursuit. Okay. So like all of this that we talked about is for two things. And the two things is this. This is what you want, what I want for the next person that they want when they wake up is this. It's the current and your future lifestyle, right? It's the clothing, it's the shelter, right? Those types of things that you're needing right now, okay? And then your future lifestyle. That's living the dream, whatever that may be, right? Because when you retire, you always have a dream of doing the things that you couldn't do because you were working. But generally, most people, a lot of people are having to get a second retirement job. Okay. So they're not able to do those things. And you just repeat the same process. Okay. So what we want to do is get the problems of those four challenges out of the way so that we can have an awesome current and future lifestyle. Doesn't that make sense? Okay. And that lifestyle is created by the cash process, not out there creating or trying to sell to get over the hump, or so to say, or getting a second job because we feel like, that's what's needed. Just think about it. Sometimes you get a second job and you end up spending it on gas, time away from home, taxes, and everything, and you really don't have the extra money that you thought you had. Okay, so we have to track. If we don't track it, we can't manage it. Okay, so once we get done, there's always of areas of purpose pursuit, that you have needs of, whatever that may be. Okay. And that's where we have the real consultants that are always there for you in those different areas. Okay. So we have said what? Health and wellness, community, solutions coordinator, marketing, ads, information technology, automobile dealerships, various franchises, of course. Okay. Then, of course, is your real estate, financial services, loan origination. Okay, so we have many different areas that you can find your purpose. While you're doing, the things that you desire. Okay, always when you get to this point, you're like, Michael, I understand. I definitely, want to implement those things that you're talking about. So what we want to do is point out the two types of people that we always see once we do this educational series. Okay, and generally what it is they always say, hey, I definitely want to become financially educated and informed. I want to take advantage of these wealth strategies for myself, right? And so I'm ready for that position because I understand that I must know about my money, right? Then the other one says that, hey, I definitely want to do that personally, but I realize too that there's my family, my friends, associates that can need this information. And you're saying all I have to do is point people to a presentation like this, and that then creates for me residual and passive income. Most definitely. Just point them this way, and you continue to implement your wealth strategies going toward your purpose pursuit. Okay. So let's make it to where you have a proper understanding. Okay. Which one are you? Normally we have an enrollment, which is $99 and $34.95 a month. And that is, that's ridiculous. People say, what? I thought, thousands, I'm going to own a business that's going to help me create $500 to $1,000 a month. And you're saying that it's just $100? Okay. No, right. But right now we want you to do what? Apply those wealth strategies for you, right? We want you to be able to do what you want to do. Okay. And then those that want to simply point others to the wealth strategies as you apply them to yourself. Okay. And I got something even better for you. Let's take that away because right now, special enrollment, the MyEcon, the personal financial success company, has allowed us to offer at $29.95 for a limited time. And then 30 days later, it's $34.95 a month. Okay. That's crazy. You're essentially saying that, hey, for this amount of money, I'm going to give you $34.95 a month, and I'm going to be able to create an extra $500 or more a month. So how many times would you exchange with me $34.95 if I gave you $500? If every time you gave me that $35, I gave you $500, how many times would you do this exchange with me? Right? Until I ran out of money, right? Of course. So what we want to do is make sure you reach out to the individual that showed you this information. And if you're catching this online, you can reach out and simply text me. Say, Mike, I saw an online presentation, and you text me 805-387-3639. And I can help you get yourself enrolled and get yourself on to pursuing your purpose, okay? And the things that we have personally that you can apply to you and your life and actually reach out and help others. Because I know that if people in your circle was privy to this information, they would share it with you. So we want to share referrals with you as well. We have eliminate debt programs, including the mortgage, in 7 to 9 years or less. We have a travel club that's up to 70% off, okay? And see, all these things you can do once you get inside of the circle. We have personal and business credit help and development, including your Dun & Bradstreet, understanding vendor credit, those types of things. First home or next home, including real estate investment training. We also share with group economics, which means that we go and help. We buy apartments, houses, start businesses as a group. So we eliminate risk and then we increase our cash flow. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. And I wanted to make sure that you had everything that you needed to be able to make a quality decision about what it is that we do around here. Okay. And as a real university combined with MyEcon, this process will help you to get to whatever end goal that you have. And guys, I just want to take this time to thank you for tuning in. And if you have anything, once again, you can either direct message me or get with the person that invited you to watch this information, okay? And then get yourself enrolled so that you can create the cash flow you need to be able to get to your purpose. All right? You guys have a good one. Peace.